Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, today what we're going to do is put a bit more work on Dennis. We're going to have a look at those corners, of the top two corners, see if we can get them cleaned up. We'll fill them if they need to be filled and prime them ready for painting. We've got a lot of rust just here, which we'll have a look at. We'll have to tilt the cab forwards to do that, but to be fair, we'll tilt the cab forwards anyway because it'll be easy to get to those corners. And then we'll just give it a quick once round on any of the bodywork to see if there's anywhere that needs to be rubbed down and painted, ready, well primed, ready for painting. The other thing I'll have to do is take off these reflective strips. So I'll be taking those reflective strips back with me and doing a little bit of research, seeing if I can find somewhere that I can get new replacement adhesive strips to go down the whole truck. So, stick with me, let's see what we can get done. Okay, so the first bit should be quite easy, which is just along here, and if I angle the camera down a touch, along here. So that's just a little bit of rust. So that'll just with a sandpaper and my wheel, we'll just clean those two pieces off. This bit here, however, I'm just checking to make sure the camera's seeing it. Yeah, so this bit here looks like it's been filled up at some point, but all that's going to need to be cleaned away, sanded down, refilled, and then touched up. But we'll get this first bit done. So I'm just going to pick quite a coarse grade paper initially. Let's see how we get on. Okay, that cleaned off really quite easily and quite quickly. Let's see if the bottom bit does the same. Bottom one's going to be a bit harder, just purely for trying to get in there. I think we're going to try and change the wheel. So rather than instead of using the sandpaper wheel, it's a little bit harsher, but I'm going to use the wire wheel only because I can go in on the edge rather than trying to go on the flat surface. So I'm going to use this one just to see if I can get in there. And of course, can't get in because of the handle on it. So, taking the handle off, and now we can get into it. Just wondering how this step is held on. There's two screws here, but there doesn't appear to be anything over this side. It might be a bit better to try and take this step off. There's a couple of bolts underneath, so we'll see if we can get those bolts off. Okay, so they are 10mm bolts underneath here. We'll just see if we can release this. Okay, so I've cleaned off that as best I can, so that will need to be painted up. I'll brush off this top step, which looks like it's pretty good in pretty good condition. So the last bit to be done is now this bit up here. So initially, just going to try and break away Okay, so this is the stuff I'm using. It's metal filler. Reckons it's ultra tough. Reckons it's conductive. So not that I need it to be conductive, but I probably am going to need a reasonable amount of this in order to fill that hole. I just need to mix this up. Right, just need to This is actually, when I get up here, it's not anywhere near as bad as I thought it was. It actually just looks like a joint. It's got a bit of rust on it. so the cab, top of the cab, let me just get myself into shot. So, I don't know if you can see, the top of the cab actually is fiberglass, and the bottom of the cab is metal. So what's happening is you've got a little bit of water collecting on the join between the metal and the fiberglass. And that water collecting there is causing rust on the bodywork. So I've cleaned that off. What I'll do is I'll put some new filler in, because all it did was had some fiberglass filler in between the two. So I'll put some new filler in there as well, and then we'll spray that up and sort that out. And now we'll have a look at the other side, see if the other side's the same. So it's a little bit worse, but it is still just exactly the same. It is just a little bit of rust formation from that water collecting. You know what, that's really not bad. It's a little bit pitted, which is cleaned out, so I'll fill that with some more metal filler, and that'll be alright. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just sand down the bit that I